Hi, chapter. Oh. I forgot to put the microphone in. Hi, Zippers. Chapter 18, Part F. I may have, maybe once, I don't really remember. I was confused at the time. You may have. So by admitting you may have, you admit to the court you may have had an inclination to believe Mr. Felt's discoveries may have been used for the formula, which has since then become front page news. I may have to remind you that's a big may have, sir. I may have not. I have no further questions, Your Honor. Herschel reached into the front pocket with the Altoids and brought the white metal case out, deposited a white pillow-shaped mint into his hand, popped the candy into his mouth, and replaced the container. Counsel wishes to confer for a few minutes, Your Honor, spoke Mr. Blick as he stood from his table. All right, the court will adjourn for 15 minutes, not a minute longer. The gavel swung. Let's see, do I have a gavel? I guess not. I'll use the positive affirmations thing and see what happens here. What happens?
If you are hearing this, I wish you a day filled with kind people, lots of smiles, and unexpected blessings.
That was a nice break, wasn't it? I love that positive shit. None too pleased with Merrill's performance, they now knew it was a good idea to try to get the court to sympathize with their side by means of bearing into the very heart of their angle. How soon Anaxisms would be helping dozens and hopefully hundreds or thousands of autistic patients and their families. Is she willing to do this? Asked Anna. Merrill leaned over Anna's shoulder from behind. His sister Marie was standing next to him. Why don't you ask her? Marie, hello. Marie, are you up to this? Are you okay with testifying? I know you and Merrill have a history with everybody here. It's okay, I just want to help others. I'm okay, really, she said softly. She has the most lovely voice, thought Anna. Soon enough, everyone was back in their seats, and the judge called the room to order. The bailiff announced the next witness. We call to the stand Ms. Marie S. Welch. After being sworn in, she took her seat at the stand. A thin and somewhat frail-looking woman who stood a petite 5'5", she was elegantly attired in a tasteful black dress which rode to her knees. Ms. Welch, you are the twin sister to Mr. Merrill Welch. Is this correct? Asked Don Blick, smiling in a friendly manner. Yes, that's correct. And Ms. Welch, since early childhood, birth even, you were afflicted with not mild but severe autism. Is this also correct? Yes, sir. There's high functional autism and low functional autism. Mine was of the low functional kind. Mine was at such a level I could not communicate with anyone, not even up until recently, and as an adult. The upshot of this is I stayed at home a lot, and I couldn't hold a job. My condition was so severe, even special services trained to help me achieve community living or employment skills were out of the question. I could barely talk. But I understand you're currently getting your own apartment, and you've started a part-time job as a filing clerk, where your brother works at Annex Systems. Yes, that's right. It's a slow process, but steady, and everyone there has been more than kind and patient with me. Well, in any event, Ms. Welch, my congratulations to you. Thank you. So, before your brother gave you the elixir, you were unable to speak as clearly, as lucidly as you can today. Yes, Merrill knew about it. I owe my healing all to my brother's willingness to go out on a rather dangerous limb for me. Dangerous? Well, his relationship with Dennis Fairbanks and Marissa Olden may be solid, but even they would not hesitate to let someone like my brother go if he were to give me the treatment without their knowledge. So your brother went against company policy. Actually, they all did. Merrill, Dennis, Marissa. They all were behind the scenes, as it were, helping me become a kind of guinea pig for the formula they were manufacturing at the annex. You essentially became then a test subject for the autism formula, a lab experiment for Annex Systems, but not under the literal auspices of the corporate Annex Systems banner, but more or less an undercover under two of Annex Systems' lead CEOs and your brother. I believe that is accurate. At that stage, they were seeing enough lab results. They felt it was worth pulling me from my day-to-day living hell, should it succeed. Merrill and the others told me they saw no reason why, if it should fail, that I would become any worse off, in fact. Were you fully cognizant when they approached you with the medicine? Were you able to accept or refuse the offer? Well, here's the funny part. Yes, and I really couldn't wait to try it. And yet I wasn't able to tell them that. That's how severe your autism was, Don asserted. Marie answered quickly. Yes, but Merrill later told me he could see it in my eyes. Your acquiescence. Yes, he also told me when he prayed about this difficult decision, the Lord told him I wanted to take this chance. And he was right. I did want to. I truly did. Don Blick spun on his heel and addressed the spellbound audience. Before I turn this over for cross-examination, I just want you all to remember those words. No further questions, Your Honor. If the defendants wish, you may proceed. We do, Your Honor, answered Herschel as he rose and straightened his maroon silk tie. Good afternoon, Ms. Welch. Hello, Marie spoke quietly, yet respectfully. Ms. Welch, first of all, on behalf of myself and all those I represent, including a rather rascally cat, we all want you to know how very happy we are for you, how happy it makes us knowing how well you're doing. Thank you. Marie's eyes were guarded, yet still friendly. Ms. Welch, from what I understand, and if I'm not getting too personal here, and if I am, please stop me. From what I understand, your form of autism was so harsh, it left you a mute. You could not speak at all, as you're able to do so well today. Yes, that's correct. And in your adolescence, you began to also develop seizures on occasion. Yes. From my crash course on this affliction and in preparing for this case, I understand these seizures can produce a temporary loss of consciousness. They can also cause temporary movements of an abnormal state, as well as staring spells and the like. With me, pretty much what you're describing was my life sometimes, yes. So, whatever this elixir does, it must somehow help fix the abnormal electrical activity in the brain which disturbs that of the normal functioning of the nervous system. For the seizures, you're right. For my autism, I'm guessing it must help mend other symptoms as well. And of course, it's a literal miracle what it's done for my communication abilities. Yes, indeed. So, to recap, you're calm, able to talk fluently, and the seizures have disappeared. Well, so far, knock on wood. Do you have to continue to take the formula to keep you so functional? No, sir. That's part of the miracle, I suppose. It's as if whatever nerve endings or brain weaknesses I had, they've been sutured or mended. I'm hoping for good. If my hope continues, then it's not even a medicinal stopgap. It's a cure. Amazing. Did you require a speech pathologist to help you to get where you are today? Time's up. Good night.